As I often say, we're still actively investigating this case and some details may change. This is the third officer-involved shooting involving a Dallas police officer in 2023. On April 27th at 9:45 p.m., Dallas police responded to a shooting call in the 2900 block of Cypress Avenue. When officers arrived, they learned the suspect, 20-year-old Brian Casillas, shot two family members inside the home after being confronted for loud music. The two victims locked themselves inside a room and called for police. Casillas ran from the scene. Officers provided first aid to the victims, and Dallas Fire Rescue was called and took the two people to a local hospital. While the home was being processed for evidence, officers started the search for Casillas. Southeast Patrol officers searched on the ground, and a DPS helicopter was called in to help for a short time, while the DPD K-9 unit also responded to help in the search. At 12:27, a 911 call was received for a man covered in blood, knocking on the door in the 9500 block of Briggs Street. Shortly before 2 a.m., officers located a shoe and a blood trail in the area of 9300 Briggs Street. K-9 Officer Senior Corporal Scott J. and his K-9 partner, Figor, responded and met with patrol officers. Senior Corporal J started a K-9 track along with patrol officers and made their way through the trees to a creek where they found Casillas near a bridge. At around 2:30 a.m., K-9 Figor moved in and engaged Casillas. Casillas then shot at K-9 Figor, hitting him in the chest. The round exited his shoulder. Casillas then fired at K-9 Officer J, hitting him in the legs and once in the center of his ballistic vest. Senior Corporal J returned fire, striking the suspect multiple times. Dallas Fire Rescue responded, and suspect Casillas died at the scene. Senior Corporal J and K-9 Figor then made their way out of the creek to the yard of a home where he secured Figor to a tree for his and other officers' safety. An officer applied a tourniquet and others administered first aid to Senior Corporal J. Senior Corporal J was taken to a local hospital for treatment and was later released. K-9 Figor was taken to a local emergency veterinary hospital for treatment and released. The investigation is ongoing and being investigated by the Dallas Police Special Investigations Unit. The Dallas County District Attorney's Office was notified and responded to the scene and will conduct their own investigation. The Office of Community Police Oversight was notified and also responded to the scene. Before we show the body-worn footage, there's some details that I want you to watch and notice. First, K-9 Figor. The work of this dog that night is nothing short of heroic. Our K-9s are invaluable members of this police department and helped save his partner's life. He did everything he was trained to do and exceeded all expectations of a K-9 partner and as a member of the Dallas Police Department. You will see Figor goes to take the suspect into custody. Here as the suspect fires at him, and hear the dog cry out as he's shot in the chest. It is then that you will see the tenacity and bravery and true heart of these beloved animals. Shot, injured, Figor goes back to do his job and take the man into custody. You will see after the exchanging gunfire, Senior Corporal J pull himself and his dog from the creek bed. However, having been shot in the chest and bleeding from lower body gunshot wound, the commitment these two have to one another was like no other bond. The officer's commitment to making sure his dog is secure before he gets medical treatment by his own fellow officers. You'll see the officers working to help Senior Corporal J. Pay attention to those who apply the tourniquet and work to keep the scene as calm as it can be. Two of those officers are still in training, including those who applied the tourniquets. One graduating last August in Class 382, another just in Class 385. The actions by our officers on scene, by the book, no hesitation, as they provided life-saving measures to their fellow officer. This is an ending we never want to see. But we have officers who are to be commended for their actions that night. Not only Senior Corporal J for bravely doing his job, searching for a dangerous, violent suspect, but a K-9 officer who took a bullet for his partner and likely saved his life by working while shot to detain the suspect. God wasn't ready for two warriors that night, and these warriors did their duty in the face of evil. Our police officers who relied on training and prior experience to ensure a brother was safe and would go home to his family. We'll now show you the body cam footage, and I'll make some final comments before we open up to questions.
I'm hit! K-9. Suspect down. I'm hit. My partner's hit. Let's fucking move. K-9. I'm hit. I'm calling out. My partner's hit. Come on. Here you go. Come on, buddy. My partner's hit. Can you put my dog up? I need to put him down. Hey, watch my dog, he'll bite you. Put him up. Put tourniquet. I need to put tourniquet. Put tourniquet. Can you get my dog? Come on. Hey, just let me put my dog. You put the tourniquet on him. Here. Come on, come on. Hold on, let me get my dog so he doesn't bite anybody. Come up to that, come up to that. Let me get my dog. Watch out, I got the suspect's down. Jay, sit down. Hey, come here, sit down. Sit down. Go over. We're here. He's down. He's under the ground. High and tight. Watson, go down there through that tree line right there. Yeah. I'm just trying to get down. You're good, man. He's over there, Henry. He's down. Crank that shit down. Okay. Get on the creek bed, son. Y'all got him. Get him going. You got him? You got scissors? You got scissors? No, scissors. No, Figo's head also. Hey, Figo's good. He's still. I'm trying to get to you, Jay. Kilo 11, we got it. We got to turn it on. You good? Hey, you're good, man. I think somebody's got me in the chest. No, you're good. I felt something. Hold on. Relax, guys. Everybody calm down. Hold this. You're good. Hey, man. Look, we're going to stand you up. We're going to hop you over there, all right? Where's the car?
So before I take questions, I just wanted to, I met with Senior Corporal J yesterday afternoon. He and his partner are in great spirits, and the recovery is underway. I will say, Senior Corporal J wanted me to make sure that I gave special thanks to Dallas Animal Emergency on Fitzhugh for their immediate medical care of K-9 Officer Figor for his gunshot wound. Finally, I'm going to say this. We've had 3 officer-involved shootings this year, thus far, and they all have one thing in common. All 3 have involved violent suspects who have shot at my officers, our partners. All 3. This is despicable and deplorable, but my message to the residents of the city of Dallas, and as we head into our Memorial and Police Week to honor our fallen, is that this department will not stop. These men and women will continue to sacrifice with what is most dear for this city. The actions of Senior Corporal J and K-9 Officer Figor not only made a chief proud, but a department and a city proud as well. And with that, I'll open it up to questions. Multiple. Not yet. Again, the investigation is still ongoing. We're unsure exactly what his wound came from, but I'm sure as it gets drawn out, we'll have more information on that.
What was the relationship of the suspect and the children?
Right now, we're just going to say they were family members.
How many times was the suspect there?
Multiple. Again, it's too soon to give exact count, but I'm sure at some point that'll come out.
Talk about what happened to the police dog and how return to service. What does that path look like? How does that decision?
Well, it's early on. Again, I met with both of them yesterday. He's got a heavy limp right now, as you would expect, but in good spirits. And my understanding in talking to Senior Corporal J is they're saying about a month and a half recovery at this point. What happens after that, we'll see. But those K-9s are not just valuable members of his department; they're part of his family. And so, we'll see how that process goes. Yeah, después. Oh, okay. Believe they're stable. I think one's critical but stable, and then the other one's stable. I believe so.
How long have they been cared together?
Actually, I think that he just got him last year. He just told me he told me the story of when they went to Florida to pick his dog up and qualify and do everything else. So, yeah, it's had him about I would imagine a little over a year. My best guess in talking to Senior Corporal.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.